Hi DIYers, Joey from AlarmGrid, and today we're going to show you how to update the firmware on a LYNX Touch panel using the new LYNXTOUCH-MSD Tool. Now I have one of these right here, and this thing is super convenient as it's going to allow you to update the firmware on your LYNX Touch panel without having to get it remotely downloaded from the internet and AlarmNet. So we have an MSD tool right here. And what this thing does basically is allow you to put the latest firmware right here on this microSD, install it on the tool, and then we're going to install it in the Wi-Fi slot on our panel, and it's going to allow us to locally update the firmware on the panel. Just to show you how this works, let me slide up this protector right here and display that. That's the microSD card. When you purchase one of these tools, it'll have the latest firmware on it, but you can also take the card out and update the firmware on the card by plugging this into a computer, downloading it, and you'll be good to go after that. So I'm just going to reinstall it in its slot. If you ever have to do this, it's very easy. You just place it in its holder and press down until it's flush, and then take the holding bridge, put it down, and slide it into place, and that'll lock it right in. So you're good to go. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fully power down the system. We're going to have to remove the Wi-Fi card. Then we're going to install this in the Wi-Fi slot. Then we're going to power up the system while holding the home button. And then we're going to use these two buttons to navigate and tell it what to do, which is basically update the firmware. After we do that, we can power the system back down, remove this, put the Wi-Fi back in, and we should be good to go. So let's do that. So I'm just going to open our LYNX panel up. And the first thing I'm going to do is unplug the backup battery. The next thing I'm going to do is undo the main power connection. And as this is on an LT cable, all I have to do that is unplug the barrel connector. So I'm going to put this on the side. Actually, I'm going to put this right here. Great. So now, as you can see, this is our Wi-Fi module right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this out. Put it to the side and somewhere safe. Now I'm going to slide the MSD module onto the connector.
I just want to make a quick note about the LYNX system with powering it down. Depending on how you have it plugged in may change how you do this process. You're likely either going to have it connected via an LT cable to its transformer, or you'll have it connected via a piece of wire to the transformer, which is plugged into the wall. If you have the LT cable, the barrel connector, you should be able to get it from right here at the system. But as we discussed, you have to have the tamper button pressed down for this process to work when you're doing this firmware update. So when you plug in the LT cable, it may be a little difficult to get the system all closed up, the button pressed down, before you're able to hit the home button. For that reason, it may be easier to have the system closed up with that tamper button pressed, and then go to the wall and plug in the transformer, and then run back to the system and hit the home button. Again, the reason that I say that is that if you have your LT cable here, you take it out, you plug it back in, you're going to have to get this cable flush into the wall and then get the system up and clicked into its base to press the home button to do this process. Because that is kind of troublesome, it may be easier just to go to the wall where it's plugged in, unplug the transformer after you've undone the backup battery at the system, plug in the transformer, run over to the system, press and hold the home button, and then you'll be able to do the process. The easiest way to do it is to find a friend or family member to help you with this, and then you'll have no problems at all.
And for this process, the tamper can't be active, which is why I'm closing up the system 100%. So I'm just going to keep this held down. And as you can see, it says press home key to return. So I'm just going to let go. And now we're on the menu that we want to be at. So panic button, as you can see on the bottom, is next, and home is select. So I want to go down to update, and then hit the home button. I'm going to go down to File System, hit the home button, and then I'm going to go down to our firmware, which is this bin file right here on the bottom. And I'm going to click the home button again. So as you can see, it's performing the firmware update. And now it says press home key to return. And we're all set. So it has updated. So I'm going to go ahead and power down the system again. Now for this next step, you don't have to unplug it at the transformer if you have an LT cable installed on the system, because it makes your life a little easier. I'll undo the backup battery. And then as you can see, we have used an LT cable on the system. The cord just dropped down behind the system, but the system is now definitely powered down. So with that set, I'm going to go ahead and remove my MSD module. So as you can see, a helping hand has pushed the barrel connector back up through. If you do have one of these installed in the system, for that very reason, when you do unplug it from the main barrel connector, take it and put it somewhere so it doesn't slip and fall down the wall. The system now is fully powered down. Next, I'm going to remove my MSD module. I'm going to slide this out, put it to the side. I'm going to reinstall my Wi-Fi module, and then I'm going to power the system back up. So now the system is powering back up. That's how you update the firmware using the MSD module on your LYNX Touch panel. If you have any questions about this process, how to use it, or if your system does need a firmware update, feel free to reach out to us, 888-818-7728. You can also send us an email to support@alarmgrid.com or head to our website, www.alarmgrid.com. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe, and if you want to be updated when we post future videos, hit the notification button below and it'll send you an update when we do so. Thanks for watching and have a great day.